Hari Om, SHRI Rama Gita, verse 33. Dehendriya prana manaschitatmanam sangadajastram parivartade diyagam vrittirtamo mulata yajna lakshana yavat bhavet tavadasau bhavotbhavagam. The self, Atman, presides over the body, sense organs, prana, mind, intellect, and so on. Deha, Indriya, Prana, Manas, Chit. So, self presides over all these equipments. When you wake up in the morning, immediately your mind and intellect is clouded by various thoughts. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be indifferent. If the thoughts are good, then you feel good and serene. If the thoughts are bad, then you become agitated and act accordingly in the world. Moment to moment, the thought changes. It's like a monkey jumping from one thought to another thought. Moment to moment. You want to think this, then you will be thinking on that. You want to think that, then your mind will think on something else. Somnambulistic person. I am 100%. Whatever I do it mechanically. My thoughts will be somewhere else. And science says a man approximately thinks 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day. That means your mood go on fluctuating according to the thoughts. As is the man, as is the thought, so is the man. So, where will you be if there are 60, 70,000 thoughts per day? Naturally, a person cannot be the same person. He acts in the world outside according to his thoughts. Where from these thoughts come? Lord Rama says, tamas is the root. It is the root for all the thoughts. It is in the nature of ignorance, avidya. The self, the Atman, which presides over all these equipments, it is only a witness. It is not affected by our thoughts. It only enlivens these equipments. The equipments only perceive and respond to the world of objects. Without consciousness, without the self or without the Atman, the equipment is a dead matter. In the presence of consciousness, everything works. As long as thoughts are there in the mind, intellect dances to the tune of thoughts. Naturally, the man dances accordingly as per his thoughts. As long as thoughts remain, the world of plurality will always remain. In other words, as long as thoughts remain, the samsara cycle will remain. You will experience joy and sorrows, joys and sorrows of the life, because thoughts are there. In deep sleep, you don't experience anything. You are happy, but you don't know you are there. That is the difference. So similarly, as long as thoughts are there, you start experiencing joys and sorrows of life. That is, you are in samsara cycle. Can thoughts be reduced, if not completely eliminated, by people like us? So it's difficult. It is not easy. Kanchi Paramatharya says, when we spend money, we are extremely careful in spending it. We always count and give. I can give you an example, real life example. Suppose you want to give 50,000 rupees cash to someone, 500 rupee or 100 rupee notes. Then what do? You count first time this side. Then you reverse the bundle and then count again. Then you touch your index finger with your in the tongue, and then you count it again. Then finally you put it in a machine that counts, and then only you give. You are very, very careful while giving the money to others. Similarly, one has to be very careful in his thoughts while spending his thoughts on the subjects. Thoughts won't seek your permission to enter your mind. Any thought can come at any time and spoil the mind. It will not seek permission. Mind has become a public toilet for the thoughts. It comes in, makes the mind dirty, and goes without flushing. So a man must try and control his thoughts. Initially, it is impossible at our level to be without thoughts. Impossible. We have to, first of all, we have to appreciate where we stand. Then only we can proceed further. So at our level, it is impossible. So Acharya says, a man must train his mind. That is important. Everything, there must be some training. Initially, for this purpose, for training the mind, to reduce the thoughts, one must be in satsang. So slowly, the thoughts can be reduced, if not completely eliminated. Adi Shankara also says, satsang will take you to Jivan Mukti, to that level. That is what Adi Shankara says. I have taken the whatever has been said by the His Holiness, Kanchi Paramacharya, and tried to convey it in my own way. So His Holiness never uses words of whatever I said. He only said, you should be very careful in your thoughts, like spending your money. He has given a big lecture on this, but I have reduced it and conveyed it in my own way. So it is not the words of His Holiness. I want to caution here. In this verse, Lord Rama says, so long as thoughts are there, those thoughts arise from the ignorance, tamas, and samsara will be always there if thoughts are there. That is what Lord Rama says in this verse.
देहेन्द्रिय प्राणमनश्चितात्मनां संगादजस्रं परिवर्तते धियः वृत्तिस्तमो मूलतयोज्ञलक्षणां यावत् भवेत् तावदसौ भवोद्भवः.
Next verse tomorrow. Arihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu.
Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jai Jai Rama Ram. Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jai Jai Rama Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Ram.